What's up, you guys? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to another day, and welcome to another journey with your boy. Chuck It Up. And for those of you guys that are new to the channel, my name is Charles Wilson. I'm a full-time employee, part-time entrepreneur, and YouTube vlogger. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you guys get notified when your boy be putting out new videos. And unfortunately, I am going to have to change my schedule once again, and it's not going to be stretched out any further. I'm actually going to have to go from 3 videos a week to 1 video a week. Unfortunately, just because football season's going on and I have my business, King of the Game, Best in High School Sports Highlights. Make sure you guys subscribe to that channel. I'm not going to be able to create 3 videos a week and also film, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then sometimes on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and make videos 3 times a week. It's just not doable. I mean, it is doable, but then I'll have to sacrifice, you know, time with family, time with the wife and everything, and you know, that's just not something I want to do. So I am actually changing this to just Tuesdays at 9 p.m. every week, weekly vlog just for you guys, and I'm gonna have some better things coming up. It's just right now I've been so busy, as you can tell. Well, you can't really tell, but my desk is like super dirty, stuff everywhere, mail, cups, everything, because this has basically been my cave where I work on the videos. Had about 4 videos that we're posting on the King of the Game page. I already posted 2 of them. I got another one coming out tonight, and then hopefully another one tomorrow morning. Then we're back to it this week. So been pretty exciting. Again, if you guys want to check it out, the page that my business called King of the Game, again, Best in High School Sports Highlights. We provide athletes with a platform to gain more exposure. Make sure you guys hit that button right there and subscribe to the page. Again, all the money that we make, even from the shop, so if you guys go onto the website and check out the shop, all the money that we make goes towards building that bigger platform for the athletes. Some of the schools we actually go to for free. Some of them we're paid and contracted by the schools and parents to go to those and provide them footage. So we're just looking to get better, continue to grow, and become a nationally known brand, which is one of my goals, one of my 5 top goals right now. But anyways, football season. Football starts in 2 days. So today is Tuesday, obviously. You guys are watching on Tuesday. Aside from actual football, like college football, NFL, like watching it, there's something that you call fantasy football. And for those of you guys that are watching this channel, this is perfect. This is perfect information for you guys. So I actually did create a video about 2 years ago of how to draft in fantasy. Again, this is tried and proven. I'll link it up here. It's a video I've done a long time ago. It's one of my first videos on YouTube, but that method has never failed me. And for those people that know me, look at that too. You know, you see the championships behind the names. But no, this is gonna be a different video. I want to make a video for you guys that are commissioners for the first time, or commissioners that are looking to create a league, or just an existing commissioner of a fantasy football league that is looking to, you know, have better participation, better overall experience with everybody that's in the league. So if you guys are looking for something different, sorry, but this is going towards the commissioners, the new commissioners, existing commissioners that want to be the best commissioners that there could be. Your boy has been a commissioner for so long, so I already know the ins and outs. So yeah, I actually created a list of 5 recommendations for you. 5. Ooh, big hand. Whoa. 5 recommendations for you new commissioners or existing commissioners that are looking to make a better football league for your people that are participating, your friends, family, co-workers, whatever. Well, not co-workers if it's paid, but you know, co-workers if it's for fun. So number one on my list is create the league in Yahoo. This is my personal preference. Yahoo's usually the easiest. I've been using it since I've been in middle school. Like I said, it's personal preference. Some of you guys like ESPN. I don't know how. NFL, CBS, all that stuff. I've used a few of them and have not been impressed. Yahoo has, it's one of the only things that Yahoo actually does good right now, which is their fantasy sports. So I always recommend Yahoo when creating a league for fantasy football. Recommendation number 2, you know, check it up. Number 2, make sure you guys' league is between 12 and 14 players. You don't want to go less or more, because if you go less than 12, say you go for 10, everyone has a super team. It's not that fun. You know, every team is high scoring. And maybe you guys like that, but I don't like that. 12, 14 is, you know, people that no football, you start to understand who those sleepers are, who those late round picks are. And then 16, obviously, if you have too much, if you're over 14, so 16, 18, 20 team leagues, you're going to be scraping the bottom of the barrel depending on how your lineups are set up, whether you have one quarterback, one receiver, one running back, or one quarterback, two receivers, two running backs, or maybe even two quarterbacks. So usually the sweet spot is around 12 and 14. Those are usually the best ones, the best sizes to have for your league. So try to aim for that. Again, 10, 8, 6, those ones are a little bit smaller. Again, you're going to have a lot of super teams, but usually I have the most fun when it comes to 12 and 14 team leagues. I'm in a 16 team league right now, but we'll see how that goes. I mean, there was a little, we were running a little bit dry on the well. It's my first time joining a 16 team league. We'll see how it goes, but again, I usually recommend 12 to 14. So number 3 is paid league. Make sure you guys have a paid league. And when I say paid, I mean people have to be financially invested, because for people like me who actually enjoy fantasy football, there's nothing that pisses me off more than people that don't update their roster or quit mid-season because they just don't care about the actual league. Now, I try to avoid those leagues where people are kind of like, I don't really care much about. No, I want people that are gonna be like, oh no, fantasy football, I do it every year. Boom, boom, boom. People that are like, hey, I always win this. I like when people are engaged, people are talking about it, people are updating their roster, they're hitting the waiver wire. I don't like to see teams that are empty, teams with people on bye week, teams where since they quit, they're trying to trade their friends, all of their good players so they could win. I don't do all that. So make sure you guys have a paid league. Again, it incentivizes people to update their rosters when they're financially invested into it. Now, $5, people still quit. 10, 20, people still quit. You got to make it significant enough to where it's like, okay, $100 is not significant when it comes to like the bigger picture, but $100 is like, I can't just waste $100, so let me update my roster. And something that goes along with number 3, which paid league, is when you're doing a paid league, you always have to make sure that you collect the money up front, or there's no draft. Your team is not in. If you don't pay before the draft, your team is not in. And the reason why that's the case is because you'll have leagues where people are like, okay, I'll pay you, in the middle of the, or I'll pay you in the beginning of the season when, I get my check, blah, blah, blah. What ends up happening is people start seeing how their team is going to progress or regress. And then if they're regressing, obviously they're going to disappear. And I've had this in certain situations where people just, didn't pay. I didn't really know them that well. They just disappeared, never seen the money. And especially, your boy was the one that won that league. The pot was a little bit short, should I say. I had no way to contact this guy. So again, make sure you guys, everybody pays up front or they're just out the league. It's, you got to be strict like that if you're the commissioner, because if you're not, people are going to walk all over you. And when money's involved, make sure everybody pays up front. You won't have anything to worry about once the season starts or once the draft starts, which usually everybody should be paid before the draft, or else they're not in the league. So number 4, some of you guys might disagree with this. I actually moved towards this thought process last year when I seen a whole bunch of trades going through. So usually Yahoo, or most of the leagues out there, ESPN, NFL, if there's a trade that is proposed and accepted, usually they send out a notification to all teams. And if half of the teams veto the trade, then the trade could be vetoed by the league. So for those that don't know, veto, the league decided it's not a fair deal, and they ended up canceling the deal, even though it's agreed to by both sides. And this is a way for people to spot out these trades where people are, it's very lopsided, shady business going on, especially when there's money involved. You don't want that to be the case. The reason why I bring that up is because I actually switched from team veto from the league, where you have to get half of the league owners to veto, to commissioner veto. And the reason that's the case is because I like to have that power as the commissioner to look objectively. Obviously, if it's a fair trade, you're going to be the one that's saying yes or no. And if it's a fair trade, let it go through. What you don't want to happen, the reason why I moved away from the team veto, or the thought process behind that, of why I used to like it and I don't like it anymore, is because sometimes, again, in those situations where people are not fully invested, they don't check it, they don't care, you could have bad trades go through because people just don't check their roster, or they don't check their fantasy football, they don't update it, they quit, their team is out. For whatever reason, it's hard, especially in 12, 14 team leagues. If you're on 16, 18, 20, it's even harder to get half of the teams to veto when they don't really care. So again, commissioner veto, obviously you have to have a commissioner that is trustworthy. Hopefully you're trustworthy because you're the commissioner, you're handling the money and everything like that. But make sure that the trades that do go through are fair. And just because you don't get it, don't do that. Don't decline it, which is another reason why I don't like the team vetoes, because you have those people there where it's like, oh, well, I tried to trade for that player, they didn't give him to me, so I'm just going to veto this. Not because I don't think it's a bad deal, just because I don't like the deal. I don't like it personally because I should have got that player. And you run into that a lot. People get personal. If you have the commissioner, who everybody appoints commissioner or decides to take the role, the teams can hold him accountable if something happens, or it's like, hey, this is why I sent the trade, this is why it's a good deal, or no, the commissioner should have the ending, the final say on the trade. So make sure you guys switch to that. Lastly, number 5. Ooh, 5. So number 5 is actually doing an in-person draft. In-person drafts are perfect, especially if everyone that is playing in the league is in the same location. I just did a draft with my cousin. Unfortunately, everyone in that league is in California. So when they did the in-person draft, I had to do it over the phone. So I couldn't see the draft board. He was reading me basically who was getting drafted. It was kind of hard for me to keep track of who's getting drafted, because the phone was cutting out, the Wi-Fi, because we were initially on Facebook Live, then we switched over to phone, and it was just tough. So, but if everybody is there for the in-person draft, again, usually if a whole league shows up to the draft, people are more engaged, people feel a part of the league, they feel that fun. Fantasy football is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be something where you could talk about amongst friends, family, whatever the relationship is. But in-person draft always adds that extra oomph to it. So make sure you guys find everybody's availability, set that up. For those, well, I know one is Buffalo Wild Wings. So if you guys do in-person draft, this is not a paid product placement or anything like that. They're not sponsoring the video, but Buffalo Wild Wings does have packages where you could, reserve a space. They'll give you a draft board. They'll give you discount on appetizers and stuff. You bring the, X amount of people in for the draft. So it's all fun and games. I did one this year, or actually last week, which is another reason why I was busy. But in-person drafts, you can't go wrong with that. So make sure you guys do that in-person draft. And hopefully you guys like these 5 recommendations for new time and existing commissioners. If I miss anything, feel free to hit the comment section, and I'll definitely take that into consideration to make myself a better commissioner, because I am, the commish. If nobody wants to be the commissioner, I'll do it. I'll be the, I don't want to say dictator, but I'll be that guy. I'll be the strict person that makes sure everything's in on time, so the rest of the season is all fun and games. Unfortunately, you need it like that, because if you have a weak commissioner, then teams start falling out and stuff like that. So be it. Again, if I miss anything, hit that comment section. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you hit it once so it's blue, or make sure it's blue so I get credit for that. Also hit the subscribe button with the notification bell so you guys get notified when your boy be putting out new videos. And again, sorry, it's only on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. We'll look to changing it back once we're done with the football season, which is technically when I get back from my honeymoon in December. So in December, maybe I'll go back to 3 videos a week. But for now, for the foreseeable future, right now, it's only 1. Tuesday at 9 p.m. I appreciate you guys for the support. Anyways, as always, action turns knowledge into power, and I'll see you guys next video.
Silky Beat.